Hello again, and welcome back to our video series here at Vacation Rental 101, all things vacation rentals and second homes for the Phoenix metro area. If you get any value of this content at all, or if you'd like us to keep kind of feeding this your way, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, share, follow, whatever. That way we can kind of keep churning this great content. Today we're going to be talking about one of the questions we get a lot, which is management. You know, do I self-manage? Do I use a full service management company, limited service management company? Lots of questions. There's obviously pros and cons to each scenario, as well as different costs associated with that.
Absolutely. I think the management component is something that can seem really overwhelming if you're trying to tackle it on your own.
Agreed.
So we wanted to be able to provide this to you so you could kind of maybe have a surface level idea of what may be best for you based on your investment. But as always, if you want more of a tailored sort of analysis of what's going on for your situation specifically, make sure you reach out to us, because you may be getting something from this video, but after a deeper dive, we may find another solution is better. So
absolutely. I'll back up for a minute, kind of talking about my journey. So I've been selling real estate out here in the Phoenix metro area for coming up on 17 years. Of that, I've been doing investment real estate for a good 13 or so years. I did get into the vacation rental space. After the market crashed here, I had a lot of buyers at that time looking to buy properties, taking advantage of everything on deep discount. A lot of them were planning on using these as second homes or maybe retiring here, but they weren't really using it that much. And so for some of them, they're going to be using it, 2, 3, 4 weeks out of the year, paying all these expenses and not getting rental income. So this is when VRBO was kind of in its infancy. Airbnb and these other platforms weren't even out, so we kind of guided them to doing so. So a lot of them started off with VRBO. The market has since evolved with a gajillion marketing platforms, and now we've got all these management companies that are kind of coming out as well. I know when I got started and purchased my personal first vacation rental property about 6 or 7 years ago, being in real estate, figured it was easy enough. I could run it from my phone, do the app, you know what I mean, handle the bookings, handle that. Yes, you can.
Yes, it's not as simple as one may think.
Exactly, especially when you're grinding and working.
You have 50, a job and family.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And people are inherently impatient, right? So I'd have people reach out and touch base and maybe with a client, and call them back 45 minutes to an hour, and they're like, well, I didn't hear from you in 15, 20 minutes, so I moved on. So very quickly I decided that wasn't going to work, and decided to kind of go to a management company from that point forward.
I had a similar experience. My husband and I bought our first investment property just over a year ago. Yep. Ours is a furnished, more corporate style rental in Scottsdale. Yep. And being in real estate now for a number of years and having the experiences I've had, I'm like, well, I'm just going to manage it myself. Why would I ever pay somebody to do that?
Famous last words.
Manning those phone calls and those inquiries and trying to keep all of the platforms consistent, and it ended up just being something that was really, really difficult for me, as being also like an employee and a mother and a wife. Like, it was just something I couldn't add to my plate.
The upside of doing the self-management, there are people that truly want to be hands-on. I mean, they're literally in there every day, checking the reservations, following up, responding to the reviews, all those things. From a revenue standpoint, you can do quite well with that because you're not having any management fees cut into that. But it's just kind of one of those time, value benefits you need to kind of trade off. Is it worth your time? Because like I said, people are very impatient. And if you're not readily available and able to respond quickly, they'll move on. So you do keep more money in your pocket, but for those that are kind of looking to maybe not pay exorbitant management fees, there are companies out there like Evolve Vacation Rental. We're actually one of the preferred agents nationwide that they work with. They are kind of more of a limited service management company.
Yes.
They offer, the booking, the reservations, the marketing, that sort of thing, but they're not a full, what we call white glove service, right?
Correct. And I think that when you're weighing your options on taking on a property management company for your property, a lot of the time, these property management companies, not only is your time worth money, which I think we can all agree.
Agreed.
If you want this to be something that's passive and just kind of lives in the background of your life, you cannot self-manage because it will take up a lot of time.
Right.
But a lot of these property management companies provide value in such that they're able to provide or able to charge a little bit of a higher rate than maybe what you have it at.
Absolutely.
So they're not only paying for it themselves, but you're actually making more money and not having to answer the phone calls or check the calendars.
Agreed.
And do leases. And
Agreed. Yeah, and they have great tools at their disposal. I mean, when
Yes.
you're running that volume, you know, there is software out there that basically tracks the market, tracks occupancy, vacancy, helps you set what your, you know, minimum rate should be, helps you set your adjustable rate depending on season, because in vacation rentals, it's not just a flat rate year round. Depending on your peak seasons, your mid seasons, your low seasons, these need to be fluctuated. Also, they have dynamic pricing tools
Yes.
that monitors the market, and then
Yeah.
that way, you know, if there's a surplus of inventory or people are dropping or raising their rates, it's able in real time to basically auto adjust the rates to make sure you're shoring up your vacancies, maximizing on your higher rents and that sort of thing. I know Evolve has that tool. Some of the white glove companies have that tool. White glove companies do charge higher fees.
Yes.
We've seen what, 20 to 30%
Yep.
could kind of be in that range.
But they do, I mean, they will literally turn down your beds and lint roll the sheets.
Yeah.
They will meet the guest at the property to
Yep.
make sure that the property is of the standard that they were expecting.
Absolutely.
The white glove services will put your property more in the upper echelon of properties, like
Absolutely.
more of like a white glove.
Experience.
Yeah, it's
More of
more of an
experience.
experience than a property, and
good.
that will differentiate you for certain, and therefore then make you more money.
It's going to be more true to life to being a true hotel or resort experience. So for
Correct.
people, travelers looking for that experience, or for investors that maybe want to provide that level of service or maybe have a more high-end home, I would definitely recommend it, looking at that. It all boils down to weighing the pros and cons. There's never any silver bullet for any of these, so it just depends on kind of what your needs are, what your budget is, how much money that you want to keep, or the value. But I have seen full service companies that even charging the higher rates, just the additional bookings they get and the
Yes.
higher revenue kind of washes that expense out. So I
Absolutely.
don't always look at it as an expense. Plus it's a tax
Absolutely.
write-off.
Oh, the tax
Yeah.
write-off
Yeah.
component is huge. Another thing I wanted to mention is when we have someone that is looking to buy a second home, the idea is that they're going to stay here January through April and then go back to wherever they're from when it's not peak season.
Right.
We would not recommend that.
Right. Eats up all your peak months, all your gravy months.
Peak here, January through April, can
Yeah.
be 2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
2 to 3 times the rate of what you get in the
Exactly.
summer. So yeah, if you want to sprinkle in long weekends or what have you during the best time of the year to be here, then do
Absolutely.
that. But the idea, if you're a second homeowner, is that we want to be able for someone else to be paying for your investment.
Absolutely.
That's critical, and we really can only do that if you kind of take heed with our advice or the advice of a property management
Agreed.
team to understand the ebbs and flows
Yep.
of the seasonality of our market.
Agreed. So if there's any other information that we could provide, if you had any questions that maybe we did not answer in this video or other topics that you would like to cover, please subscribe or reach out. We do respond to all of our inquiries ourselves, so you will be connected with us. Does not obligate you to work with us, but we feel if we provide enough massive value that hopefully if and when you decide to buy here and you're not already married to working with another agent, we'd love to be those people. So until then, we will see you at the next video.
See you later.